Hello and welcome to From Our Own Correspondent with Owen Bennett-Jones, and in today's programme, they're white, they come in many shapes and sizes, and they're not cheap. But first to Hong Kong. A maths teacher at a secondary school near where I live told me recently about the differences between her pupils who've come to the UK from mainland China and those from Hong Kong. The Hong Kongers tend to be more confident and more willing to contribute in class. When China took over Hong Kong in 1997, many wondered how the two, with their distinct histories and cultures, would get on. And there are tensions. Juliana Liu.
She cries throughout the hearing, sobbing so much the security officers repeatedly give her toilet paper to dry her tears. I'm sitting with the dozens of other reporters at Sha Tin Court in Hong Kong's New Territories, listening as Xu Li, a 29-year-old woman from mainland China, is handed a 10-month prison sentence. The judge, Andrew Ma, chastises her for putting lives at risk. The case is the first of its kind. You see, Xu Li is a travel agent, but instead of organizing tourists, she brings pregnant women from mainland China into Hong Kong, making arrangements for them to give birth here. Babies born locally to mainland parents get the right to live and work in Hong Kong. They're also entitled to hold a special Hong Kong passport, which is much easier to travel with than a normal Chinese passport. With so much to gain, it's not hard to see why so many mainland parents, most of whom can have only one child, would opt to deliver in Hong Kong. After all, it's one country, right? Well, not exactly, say Hong Kong residents, who are absolutely furious that almost half of all babies born here are the children of mainlanders. Their anger is particularly directed at people like Xu Li's clients. Some of them can't make proper hospital bookings because of the new quota system for mainland mothers. So they gate-crash hospital emergency wards when they're about to give birth, putting stress on medical staff and diverting their attention from local patients. Irate locals recently pooled their money to publish a full-page advertisement in Apple Daily, a popular tabloid newspaper. The colorful advert features a giant locust perched on a mountain, poised to invade Hong Kong. Locust, or Wang Cong in Cantonese, is a derogatory term used to describe mainlanders. Not all mainlanders are locusts, just the ones coming to hoover up the city's resources without giving anything back. Many business people believe Hong Kong wouldn't be the Asian financial capital it is without Beijing's explicit support. And last year, 28 million visitors, and that's more than 4 times Hong Kong's entire population, came from across the border to eat, to shop, and spend a lot of money. And therein lies the problem. It's not just a specific battle for scarce medical resources. Part of the population here feels under pressure, under attack, and increasingly underpaid. When I was a little girl growing up in the mainland province of Hunan, my mother would speak of Hong Kong people with a certain tone of voice. It was amazing she could convey so much with so little, but the implication was clear. Hong Kong people spoke a strange language, they looked down on their mainland cousins, and they were rich. Some of those things are still true. Cantonese and Mandarin are mutually unintelligible dialects, and you can find locals who look down on mainlanders. But the last part, about money, is no longer as true as it once was. On average, Hong Kong residents have much more money than people across the border. But the perception now is that the richest people in the city are either mainland tourists or mainland business people who have no problem flaunting their newfound wealth and status. They're the ones with a seemingly insatiable appetite for the priciest property, the finest food and wine, and the most exclusive designer fashion. The former country bumpkins are now at the top of the heap, while locals occasionally feel like second-class citizens in their own city. Understandably, there is unease and resentment. The battle over babies in Hong Kong has unmasked another clash, one of culture and class, with a dose of jealousy thrown in for good measure.
Juliana Liu.